5 on Your Side at 10 starts now.
Tonight, 4th of July festivities kick off.
It's all about community.
The celebration starting the holiday weekend off with a bang.
No snap, crackle, and pop from Mother Nature until Sunday, but it is becoming more muggy. The 4th of July weather timeline in just minutes.
Our top story, a car crashes into a fireworks tent, injuring 5 people.
This is tragic. This is not how 4th of July want to be celebrated.
Witnesses share the frightening moments. The fireworks tent was packed with customers the night before the holiday. Good evening, I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. The crash happened about 5 hours ago outside the Festus Walmart. 5 on Your Side's Robert Townsend reports 4 adults and 1 child suffered injuries.
On this 4th of July Eve, frightening moments after investigators say a driver lost control of his minivan and crashed into this fireworks tent at the Festus Walmart. Nearby shoppers couldn't believe it.
It's 4th of July, and for something like this to happen and ruin somebody's weekend, and it is terrible.
Investigators with the Missouri State Highway Patrol say around 4:30 Thursday afternoon, the 84-year-old Lime man was backing up his white minivan in the Walmart parking lot. Within moments, they say he first hit the back of this parked burgundy Lexus, 2 concrete barricades, and then plowed into the fireworks tent. 4 adults and a child were hurt.
All 5 was transported. 4 of them has moderate injuries, minor to moderate injuries.
Investigators say a 41-year-old man suffered critical injuries, including a head injury when the minivan knocked him to the ground and partially rolled over him. His wife was also hurt. Investigators say the couple's 6-year-old son suffered road rash but was able to crawl from underneath the vehicle on his own. The parents were shopping for fireworks with their son at the time.
My worker was standing at the register.
Contractor Brian Smith says his employee and relative, 46-year-old Stephanie Nash, was working under the tent when the minivan also knocked her to the ground. He says she hurt her back.
Pushed her 60 feet up into the fireworks. Tent poles fell on her.
Investigators confirm the driver of the minivan is deaf. His wife was with him at the time of the crash. Right now, the big question is what caused that driver to crash into that tent? Investigators at this hour are still trying to figure it out.
Right here in town, and that many people got hurt. It's terrible. Brian
Smith, who's also a pastor, is thinking about everyone affected by the pre-holiday scare.
This is a sad thing. It's supposed to be a season of fun. I'm just praying for everybody.
Robert Townsend, 5 on Your Side.
A Highway Patrol spokesman says 2 of the victims, a 39-year-old man and a 46-year-old woman, are now out of the hospital. Investigators also say the fireworks tent is owned by Jake's Fireworks in Kansas City.
It was a clear night tonight for fireworks. Celebrate St. Louis just wrapped up its opening fireworks show moments ago.
With more celebrations ahead, Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is looking into if we can keep these clear conditions going.
I think we can. What a beautiful night tonight. We enjoyed a beautiful fireworks show. If you missed it tonight, you'll have the opportunity tomorrow night to catch fireworks behind the Gateway Arch. And it'll be much like today again tomorrow. The hot, humid weather has arrived. You will need sunscreen and you'll need water if you're going to be outside tomorrow during the daylight hours and even tomorrow evening. You want to have that water around to stay hydrated. We made it up to 92 this afternoon in St. Louis. We have seen some thunderstorms up in Iowa. They're trying to drop to the southeast, but like last night, they're falling apart. We may get a few clouds from them, but otherwise, skies are going to stay mostly clear overnight, and we'll drop back to around 70 degrees in the outlying areas, mid-70s in town tomorrow. We keep the mainly clear skies tonight, and just looking ahead at planning for tomorrow, it looks like it's another hot, humid, muggy day, probably a degree or 2 warmer than today, but almost a carbon copy of this Thursday for your Friday, 4th of July.
Well, today's celebration officially kicked off the holiday weekend in downtown St. Louis, but the fun is not over yet.
The Free Festival starts its second day on the Arch grounds at 2 p.m. and 5 on Your Side's Laura Barczewski is live downtown with more on the festivities ahead. Laura.
Mike and Kelly, the Celebrate St. Louis Festival kicks off its second day tomorrow, and the Arch grounds are all dressed up for the 4th of July. And tomorrow, guess what? There's an even bigger finale than there was tonight.
For
for decades, people have traveled from far and wide to celebrate the 4th of July at the Gateway Arch.
People like myself who grew up coming down to this event when I was a child with my grandparents, and then now, doing it as an adult, it's part of the fabric of St. Louis. You don't think about 4th of July in St. Louis without this great event.
The Celebrate St. Louis Festival is packed with music, including Gavin DeGraw, food vendors, and of course the signature fireworks show with a new twist.
The first time here in St. Louis on this magnitude, we've got a great drone show that'll be sponsored by Warner Brothers Productions, and it's going to be a Superman-themed drone show right ahead of the fireworks, and then our top 10 spectacular nationwide fireworks right here, framed by this Gateway Arch.
For young and old, the fireworks are the best part.
My favorite thing is the fireworks because they explode and they're like cool noises and poppers and stuff.
Music, like the fireworks, and It been years since I've been down here, so.
I don't have enough money to light my own fireworks, so I thought I'd come out here, so I don't be just sitting at home not seeing no fireworks. Might as well come out here.
Fireworks, usually, my wife and I, when we were younger, used to sit and come up with names like Sparkle with 7 reports and a boom, I don't know. And we come up with creative names. I haven't done that for a while, but it's fun.
Organizers say the community coming together makes the whole weekend special.
I personally really enjoy seeing families come down with their kids, watching the smiles on their face, and watching the amazing fireworks that we have. To me, that just kind of seals the whole evening up, and really enjoy watching that.
As Mike said, Celebrate St. Louis kicks off tomorrow at 2 o'clock, so you have a full day of music and food and fun, and then wraps up with that drone show starting at 9:20, and the fireworks follow directly after Gavin DeGraw. Reporting live downtown, Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
And we have a full list of fireworks shows and 4th of July events in our area on KSDK.com. Just text the word fireworks to 314-425-5355, and we'll send you a link. Here is a live look at the U.S. Capitol building.
Hours ago, the House of Representatives narrowly passed President Donald Trump's massive policy bill. The bill will fund a wide range of tax cuts, new military spending programs, and the president's deportation plan. It will also cut funding to Medicaid and food stamp programs like SNAP. Democrats say they're worried the bill will add trillions of dollars to the national debt. The president says this bill will only help the country grow.
It's going to make this country into a rocket ship. It's going to be really great. Point after point, biggest tax cut in history, great for security, great on the southern border. Immigration is covered. We covered just about everything.
The president plans to sign the bill into law tomorrow. The measure also includes something local advocates have been pushing for years now: compensation for victims of radioactive contamination.
In the past, Missourians who got sick from nuclear radiation were never eligible for federal funding until now. 5 on your side's Brent Solomon is in the newsroom with reaction. Brent.
Well, Kelly, Mike, this evening I caught up with 2 women whose journey we've been following as they've traveled back and forth from D.C., meeting with lawmakers and fighting for what they say Missourians should have qualified for all along.
We had to fight, claw, beg, plead. We have had to sacrifice a lot, and we've had to fight our way back many, many times.
Don Chapman and Karen Nickel have become familiar faces as they've taken their fight from St. Louis to the nation's capital, meeting with lawmakers on behalf of local people who got sick from radioactive contamination here at the Coldwater Creek in North County.
A lot of them didn't know the role that St. Louis played in the Manhattan Project, and it felt like once they knew that, they understood why we should be included.
Their years-long fight reaching a turning point Thursday when the House passed what President Trump calls the One Big Beautiful Bill, which expands the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act, or RECA.
When that big vote happened, it was just an audible sigh, and then Senator Hawley called immediately and was like, "It's over. It's over."
The senator sponsored the legislation that made Missouri victims eligible to receive those federal dollars. Thursday, he posted on X, "To all the radiation survivors and nuclear veterans across the country, we did it. Today, we have prevailed. Your country thanks you and honors your sacrifice." He also called it a huge win for Missouri. After 5 decades, survivors of nuclear radiation, he said, will finally be compensated by the government that poisoned them.
It's an apology by the federal government and an acknowledgement that they harmed us.
Chapman and Nichols say there's no time to waste. Their group, Just Moms STL, is now working to collaborate with local leaders to get the word out to the community and roll out a plan to ensure local victims who qualify know how and where to go to take advantage of that compensation.
Also included in the bill are some possible big impacts on Washington University. The bill includes a heightened tax on university endowments. Our partners at the St. Louis Business Journal report this could cost the school $60 million a year. A spokesperson for the school did not comment on the tax. The school has already paused construction projects due to uncertainty around federal funds.
Just hours ago, a Jackson County judge opened the door for abortion procedures to restart in Missouri. The circuit court judge blocked enforcement of the state's abortion bans and regulations on abortion providers. Last November, voters struck down the state's abortion ban. But a ruling from Missouri Supreme Court brought back the restrictions. It's not clear yet when abortion services will restart. Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey says he plans to appeal. A passion project pushing a Godfrey man to try and break a world record.
I really wanted to do something that was big.
The challenges he's overcoming to finish his crochet creation.
We're stitching a few steamy days together as we head into the long holiday weekend. We are tracking the timing on the rain chances arriving by the end of this weekend.
Tonight, 2 people are dead after their car was hit by a driver fleeing police. Officers tried to pull a car over near 6th Street and Edwardsville Road this morning in Wood River. Police say the driver took off, running a red light near Route 143 and Route 3. That's when the suspect crashed into another car, pushing it into a ravine. The victim's car caught fire, killing 2 people inside. The driver was arrested and taken to the hospital.
Right now, investigators are looking into what caused a house fire in North St. Louis. It happened this morning on Wells Avenue in the Academy Sherman Park neighborhood. A firefighter was injured while fighting the fire when they tripped over a fire hose. We are told he will be okay. Now, this is the same home where police found multiple bodies back in May. The suspect in those deaths shot at police. Officers fired back, killing him.
Developing tonight, close to 50 seniors are being forced to leave their nursing home in Silex, Missouri. Silex Rehabilitation and Healthcare Center is closing at the end of August. The center is required to give its 47 residents at least 60 days notice. This is just one of 4 nursing homes in Lincoln County. One advocacy group for nursing home residents says there's a rise in these closings in Missouri.
That to me is the most disturbing trend, is we're losing a lot of these beds for people who are in the middle class and in the lower class they're not able to access anymore. We hope that this will slow down, this will stop, but quite honestly, just looking at the trends, we're really concerned it's going to continue.
Now, we've reached out to the owner for the reasons behind the closure. We have not heard back. Voice is urging anyone impacted to reach out. That number, 314-918-8222.
What started as a quiet way to pass the time has turned into a passion project. Tonight we meet a Godfrey man who hopes his handiwork lands him in the record books.
I just put my needle in, pull it through once, and then pull through both of those.
It all begins with a simple loop. Chad Ingram first picked up a hook to teach his daughters. It became something more after surviving a stroke.
And I thought, I need some mental health just to relax. And like I said, it's mind-numbing to me. I can crochet, and time goes by, and there's no, oh, I was thinking about taxes, or I was thinking about how we're going to do this, or what time is this. What I'm doing is called double crochet.
What started as a hobby soon became a passion he couldn't put down.
I do a lot of crocheting for baby hats, and I've done a couple graduation pillows this year for people.
Ingram is now attempting to make the Guinness Book World of Records for the largest crocheted granny square.
I had every book when I was a kid, and I always thought one day I should try to do something to get in there.
The current record is a little over 36 by 36 feet. Ingram is aiming for 40 by 40.
Like, I want to go past the record, and it's obvious, give or take a foot.
What makes this record attempt even more remarkable, Ingram is legally blind.
I have to stand 20 feet away from a sign that somebody else can stand 200 feet away and still read. Once I get to 21 feet, I can't read it.
He uses a special magnifying screen to see his hands at work.
So I have the camera on top, and then I have a remote control that both you can zoom in, zoom out, you can make it black and white.
While the technology helps him see the stitches, it's the time spent with the yarn that brings him clarity.
I think right now I'm at about 1,100 stitches per side.
As he weaves in the ends, Ingram's not sure what he'll do with his masterpiece once it's finished.
I've been asked that question several times. I wouldn't mind donating it to a group that could use it as a display or something like that.
While it may be his biggest project yet,
I just kind of get bored with the color after a while, and it's like, oh, I'll change now.
with yarn in hand, he isn't putting down the hook anytime soon.
And I almost feel bad when I'm not crocheting now. It's like, I could get another couple rows in today if I get home quick. You put the hook through a loop, grab some yarn, pull it up.
For Ingram, it's more than just a square.
And I'm going to finish with the blue on the bottom to make it look like a pattern.
It's 900 hours of piece, crocheted, one loop at a time.
Everybody's been just ecstatic that I had a chance to get in the Guinness Book of World. I didn't see it as that big of a thing. It was just me crocheting.
The final granny square measured over 41 by 41 feet, breaking the world record, and is set to appear in the 2026 edition of the Guinness World Records.
After the holiday, 2 St. Louis organizations are teaming up to help people impacted by the May 16th tornado. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater St. Louis and Impact Together STL will hold a relief drive Saturday. It'll be at the Herbert Hoover Club on North Grand Boulevard from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. They'll have hot meals, bottled water, toiletries, and more.
Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell's here with the weather impact forecast as we officially begin our holiday weekend.
Yes, there were a lot of planes in the air today, a lot of people traveling, and there were some flight delays across parts of the country because of thunderstorms. That was not a big impact for us today, but some flights into New York and down into Florida and Texas, they had some delays there. Some of our outlying areas and the coolest spots down close to 70 degrees already. You'll drop a little more as you get down here along the Merrimack River Valley, but still 82 at Scott Air Force Base, still 80 at St. Charles. Even in St. Louis, we're still above 80 degrees. And our dew point's at 65. That's higher than it was, but notice all the dew points near 70 out to our west. They were staying close to 70, and in some of our low spots in agricultural areas, they are around 70. The breeze tends to mix that out a little bit, but it's still going to be a hot, humid day tomorrow as the winds are out of the south and the dew points are just slowly inching up. We'll be about 94 tomorrow, 95 on Saturday, and then we bring the rain chances in on Sunday in the form of scattered showers and potentially a few thunderstorms. Hour by hour planning for your 4th of July. Expect sticky conditions here. Midday hours for any of the parades that are ongoing. 5 o'clock when you're sitting down with your family at the picnic table. It is hot. It is sizzling. Temperature's 93, and it will still be steamy tomorrow evening at fireworks time in the 80s. Our highs, low to mid 90s across the area tomorrow. Those winds generally out of the south, maybe south-southwest at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's a look out to our west on Saturday. That's where the best chance for showers and thunderstorms will be on Saturday. Our time frame keeps us mainly dry in the metro area with temperatures in the low to mid 90s and the heat index values approaching 100, but likely to stay just below that. Water temperatures, though, at the area lakes, a lot of folks have already headed down to the area lakes, and we're talking water temperatures that are already at or above 80 degrees. It will be in the 90s in many cases for your Friday. By Sunday, most spots have a chance for showers and thunderstorms at the area lakes and across our area as well. Not a washout, plenty of dry time, but the extra cloud cover brings us back to about 90 degrees for the high. We'll be in that same territory Monday, Tuesday, even into Wednesday and Thursday. There's not a lot of big change expected next week. Our temperatures are going to hold close to average, we think. They may be a hair below average towards the end of the week, and we'll have little disturbances rolling along. So here and there, the opportunity for some scattered showers and thunderstorms. We don't see any washouts and no particular signal for any intense storms right now, but you could bet some of them will have downpours.
Oh,
All right. Scott, thanks. Corey is in with sports.
We'll break down a busy week for the Blues, a hopeful week for City SC, and a truly bizarre gambling investigation in baseball. Sports is up after the break.
Project 5 and Behavioral Health Response are teaming up to provide mental health counseling. If you or anyone you know needs mental health support, it's available until 10:30 tonight. You can call 988 to speak with a trained counselor. Teens can text Be Heard to 31658.
And here's a look at the program streaming and late night on 5+. You can watch for free on your Roku, Apple, Fire, or Samsung TV.
The Blues won't play a hockey game that counts for 3 months, but you wouldn't know it from this past week of news. From the draft to free agency to prospect camp, it is a busy time for the Blues, and Doug Armstrong has been wheeling and dealing. Let's talk about the defense. Nick Leddy is out. He was put on waivers and then signed today by San Jose. The new man on the blue line is Logan Mailloux, acquired in the Zach Bolduc trade to Montreal. Much has been written about the 6'3", 22-year-old. I sat down with Blues head coach Jim Montgomery today for Sports Plus and asked him what he likes about the young D-man.
We're excited about him. I mean, this is a guy who probably goes top 10 in the draft, and also just the way he's played. Like, he's been a dominant player in the American Hockey League, and Canadians have a lot of really good young defensemen. So it worked. The trade worked for both teams. Hated to see Bolduc go, but this young man's going to be a real good Blue, and our fans are going to love him.
This 5 on Your Side St. Louis City SC coverage is sponsored by Together Credit Union.
City SC will be spending their holiday weekend in Salt Lake City. They've lost their last 2, and if those faint playoff dreams are still in play, the wins need to come fast. City hung tough with Houston last time out, falling just 1-0 to the Dynamo. Right now, the club is battling through the injury bug. Baumgartel, Kessler, Alm, Leuven, and Morales are all expected to miss this game, with others questionable. But no matter who is out, City knows someone has to step up.
You know, there's not a game that we can afford to say, oh, you know, we're missing these 2 guys or we're missing these 3 guys. You know, we need it to be a next man up mentality, and yeah, you know, just push to get results.
Here's a wild story. Cleveland Guardians pitcher Luis Ortiz is under investigation in part because of this pitch against the Cardinals last week. ESPN is reporting Ortiz is under scrutiny of gambling allegations, saying he intentionally threw 2 first-pitch balls in recent games, including that one against St. Louis, for betting purposes. You can bet on the result of individual pitches. Ortiz is on paid leave through July 17th. The Cardinals are back in action tomorrow. It is a huge holiday weekend series at Wrigley. The Cubs won tonight in extra innings, so going into the series, the Cards are 5.5 games back of their rivals to the north. In the past week, the last 2 remaining players to ever play for the St. Louis Browns have died. Today, Billy Hunter was the last to go. He was 97. Hunter was an all-star in St. Louis in his rookie season of 1953 and then moved with the Browns to become a Baltimore Oriole in 1954. He won the 1956 World Series with the Yankees and was also a longtime coach for the Orioles. Hard to overstate this weekend for the Cardinals. It feels very, very important. It's Cardinals-Cubs on the 4th of July, so that's always important.
Yeah.
But the way things are going, the Cardinals have to make up some ground.
Well, and if you look at what they did against the Pirates, where they didn't score a run in 3 games, is that right? I mean,
they shut out 3 games in a row. They've been shut out 5 times in the last week.
So that trend is concerning going into this weekend.
I'm just hoping to see a run, I think, tomorrow. And then I'll
Just
start
one
feeling
run.
better.
They'll probably need more than that. All right. Thanks, Corey. A franchise farewell. See what's next for the man behind the mask of the Kansas City Chiefs mascot.
5 on Your Side news director and former Today St. Louis anchor Art Holiday is retiring. After 46 years, you are invited to a lighthearted roast to celebrate. It's on July 15th at the Missouri History Museum. Join us for happy hour at 5. The program starts at 6:30. Tonight, Kansas City Chiefs fans are saying goodbye to a franchise favorite. The man behind the team's mascot, KC Wolf, is retiring after 35 years. Dan Mears says he wants to spend more time with his new grandchildren. He also says he's looking forward to watching Chiefs games without the costume on.
A 4th of July tradition is getting underway in New York. Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest held its official weigh-in today. The Coney Island contest has been held on Independence Day for over 50 years. World record holder Joey Chestnut is competing this year after a one-year ban kept him from the 2024 contest.
I love pushing myself to new limits, and day of the contest tomorrow. It's coming up. I'll be ready to push myself to it. It's a wild limit.
The women's competition starts at 9:45 a.m. our time tomorrow. The men's contest starts at 11.
I didn't know they really did a weigh-in. Do they have like different weight groups?
I love being able to put that in my sportscast every July 4th and call it sports. It's quite fun.
Well,
they are.
It is a competition.
It's a very competitive.
Yeah.
Can you imagine eating 70 or so
No.
hot dogs? Okay. Weather-wise, we are talking about good grilling weather, though, for you to put your burger, your hot dog, your veggies, eggplant for you, Kelly.
Yes.
We grill it up, a little olive oil, a little garlic on there. Temperatures tomorrow in the 90s. I'm not sure how patriotic that's going to be, but it'll be dry.
There you have it. 5 on your side at 10. We're always streaming on 5+.
Have a great evening.